The thorough analysis of the origin of species. Lesson 26. Charles Darwin is unjustly suspected of guilt. Chapter 15. Recapitulation and conclusion 2. As more individuals are born than they can possibly survive, the high geometrical ratio of increase, which is common to all organic beings, makes the struggle for existence inevitable in nature. Nature rigidly scrutinizes the whole constitution, structure, and habits of each creature, favoring the good and rejecting the bad. It is determined by a grain in the balance, whether species live or die. Any limit cannot be put to the power of nature. This is the reason that principle of natural selection is persuasive and forceful. The statement to be described from now on is the reason why evolutionism cannot be a relativism of the creation. This has ground in the origin of species. Stating the conclusion first, the man who denied the creation was not Charles Darwin, but was evolutionists. Charles Darwin regarded the creation as the first law and the evolution as the secondary law, and he regarded species as an original forms that God created, and variety as a product of the evolution. These are confirmed clearly in the following. On the view that species are only strongly marked and permanent varieties, and that each species first existed as a variety, we can see why it is that no line of demarcation can be drawn between species, commonly supposed to have been produced by special acts of creation, and varieties which are acknowledged to have been produced by secondary law. Charles Darwin uses two expressions, species produced by special acts of the creation and varieties produced by secondary law. This is a decisive certificate to say that Charles Darwin entirely agreed to the creation. If so, the logical conclusion of our argument is that man who denied the creation is not Charles Darwin, but is evolutionists. I can see no reason why they say Charles Darwin is the originator in denying the creation. This does Charles Darwin an injustice. The organisms had been produced by the primary law and have been reproduced by the secondary law during the vast time after the creation. Though the evolution is strange from the viewpoint that species is immutable, we cannot help admitting that species are permanent varieties, and the manufacturing of varieties is active now. If the individuals are not varieties but are the original forms by creation, we can draw the line of demarcation between species and varieties. But because the objects we are observing currently are varieties which have varied continuously since the creation, we have no way to draw line between them eternally. These are strange relations on the view that each species was independently created, but are intelligible if each existed first as a variety. The sentence, each species was independently created, is equal to each species was separately created. This means that species is immutable, and the word "these" indicates two factors. One is that many varieties are produced in a region where many species of a genus have been produced, and where they now flourish, and another is that the species of the larger genera which afford the greater number of varieties or incipient species retain the character of varieties to a certain degree. These phenomena cannot be explainable by the concept of the separate creation, but are explainable by the principle of natural selection. I end today's lecture here. Shalom.